Hello my dear students, welcome back to session 4 on the chapter Structure of Atom in small discrete quantity of energy called as photon. This is the vacuum chamber. This is the incident light. When the incident light falls on the metal, there is ejection of the electron and the detector will detect it. So this will help you all for your competitors. They can twist and turn and ask the questions in different ways. Welcome back to session 4 on the chapter Structure of Atom. Last class we had learnt about electromagnetic radiations, electromagnetic spectrum, atomic number, mass number, and also we solved some numericals based on these concepts. Today we learn about Planck's quantum theory and photoelectric effect. So let's see what is Planck's quantum theory. The atoms or molecules can emit radiations or it can absorb radiation in discrete quantity. Okay, discrete means what? It means it is discontinuous. What is it? It is discontinuous, and that quantity of energy which is emitted or absorbed, we call them as quanta or photon or quantum. Okay, so the energy which is emitted, it is discontinuous or it can be absorbed also, and the name for that energy given is quantum or photon. Okay, so that is the first postulate. Planck gave the name quanta or photon or quantum to the smallest quantity of energy that can be emitted or absorbed in the form of electromagnetic radiation. Okay, so it is in the discrete quantity. So it's in packets of energy, we call it as. So each one, the smallest quantity of energy which is being emitted or absorbed, it's called as photon, and they are discontinuous. They are not continuous like the electromagnetic theory which we have studied last class. Okay, so the energy associated with each photon, the energy which is associated with each photon is given by E is equal to h nu, or I can tell energy associated is directly proportional to the frequency. Okay, to remove the proportionality constant, we have put h, which is called as the Planck's constant. We know C is equal to nu lambda, so nu will be equal to C by lambda, which has been substituted instead of nu. You will get the formula as E is equal to hc by lambda. So either of way we can use when we are solving the problems. Okay, so what is E? E is the energy of the single quantum, nu is frequency of the radiation, h is Planck's constant, and its value is 6.626 into 10 to the power minus 34 joule second. Okay, so that is the second postulate given by Planck. Third is the body emits or absorbs radiation only in multiples of, integral multiples of the quantum. What do you mean by integral multiples? E is equal to nh nu, where n is an integer. That means it can emit or absorb radiation, like for example, it can emit one packet of energy or one photon or two photons or three photons. The value cannot be in between 1 and 2. It cannot be 1.5 or it cannot be 2.5 or something. It should be integral multiple of h nu. So any body can emit or absorb radiation, okay, in integral multiples of the quanta, that is E is equal to nh nu, where n is an integer. I hope you understood about Planck's quantum theory. Once again I shall explain. Max Planck actually explained the particle nature of electromagnetic radiation. He told that any body can emit or absorb radiation in small discrete quantity of energy called as photon, and energy of every photon is equal to E is equal to h nu, which also can be written as E is equal to hc by lambda, where h is called as the Planck's constant and the value is 6.626 into 10 power minus 34 joule second. Also, it can emit or absorb radiation only in integral multiples of quanta. So, E is equal to nh nu, where n is an integer. Okay, so that is about Planck's quantum theory. Okay, next we learn about photoelectric effect. What do you mean by photoelectric effect? In 1887, Hertz accidentally discovered about photoelectrons. What are these photoelectrons? They are negatively charged particles or electrons which were emitted from the metal under the influence of light. To understand better, here you have a vacuum chamber, there is a detector and this is a metal. Okay, you have a metal. Now, and also it is connected to ammeter and battery. Now, if there is light which falls on the metal, when it strikes the metal surface, when the light strikes the metal surface, there is electrons which got ejected from it. So, electrons were emitted by the metal surface when the light of a particular frequency was striking it. Okay, what is it? Again, the phenomena of ejection of electrons from the surface of the metal when light of suitable frequency strikes it is called as photoelectric effect, and the ejected electrons are called as photoelectrons. So, you cannot take the frequency of the light which you like. For every metal, there is a particular frequency of light for which it can show photoelectric effect if the metal is showing photoelectric effect. To understand this better, we will see the next slide. Here you can see this is the vacuum chamber, this is the incident light. When the incident light falls on the metal, there is ejection of the electron and the detector will detect it. Okay, so here the light which is incident should be of a minimum frequency which is called as threshold frequency, which we write it as nu naught. Okay, now if the frequency of the light is below threshold frequency, then photoelectric effect cannot be observed. So it should be of a particular frequency, only then there is photoelectric effect. If the frequency is higher than the required frequency, will it show photoelectric effect? Yes, it will show photoelectric effect. It will increase the kinetic energy of the ejected electron. Okay, so the ejected electron kinetic energy is dependent on the frequency of the incident light. Now, photoelectric effect explained which nature of light. If I have to tell, it is the particle nature of light. Okay, it is telling or it is explained on the basis of particle nature of electromagnetic radiations. So, we will see further. There are some observations which were done on photoelectric effect. First thing is, when a beam of light falls on the metal surface, electrons are ejected immediately. Okay, that is, there is no time lag between the light striking metal surface and ejection of the electron. As soon as the light falls on the metal surface, immediately there is ejection of electron which is observed. Next thing, the number of electrons ejected is proportional to intensity or brightness of light. For example, if a metal is showing photoelectric effect when yellow light is incident on it, then you increase the brightness of that yellow light. That is, you are increasing the intensity of that yellow colored light. The number of electrons ejected also will increase. It is the same colored light, but what you are increasing? Intensity you are increasing, then the number of electrons ejected also will increase. This is the second observation which they did. The third one is threshold frequency, which I already explained actually. For each metal there is a characteristic minimum frequency below which photoelectric effect is not observed. So minimum frequency required for showing photoelectric effect, we call them as threshold frequency. So if the frequency of the light is less than the threshold frequency, there is no ejection of electron which is observed. Okay, next, at the frequency nu, which is greater than nu naught, that means the frequency of the light which is incident is more than the threshold frequency. Okay, then the ejected electron come out with the kinetic energy. The kinetic energy of these electron increases with the increase in frequency of the light. So you have to take care of two things. First is number of electrons, okay, ejected is proportional to the intensity. The number of electrons depends on the intensity or the brightness of the light, and if the frequency is more than the threshold frequency, then the electrons which is ejected comes out with a particular kinetic energy. Okay, and the minimum amount of energy which is required to show photoelectric effect is called as threshold frequency. Okay, next is, you can see how a light of a particular energy falls on the electron and the electrons get ejected from the surface. Okay, and I am showing it as discrete quantity of energy. Energy of incident photon, okay, you can see here, we have put it in the form of formula. Energy of the incident photon is equal to threshold energy plus kinetic energy of the electron. That means energy of the light which is falling on the metal surface, okay, energy of the photon incident, okay, is equal to what? Threshold energy plus the kinetic energy of the electron. So we can put it in the form of formula. Energy is equal to E is equal to h nu, because it is photon. We are explaining the particle nature of light. So energy of photon is E, which is h nu, is equal to threshold energy, means what? It is h into threshold frequency, that we call it as threshold energy. So that is h nu naught plus kinetic energy is half mv square. Or I can just rearrange this equation and write it as, so I have taken half mv square on one side, half mv square is equal to h nu minus h nu naught, correct? So I have written this, half mv square is written as kinetic energy is equal to h nu minus h nu naught. Okay, or I can also write it as kinetic energy is equal to E minus E naught. What is E? E is energy of the incident photon minus threshold energy. Okay, so again they have written it in a different form. H is common, they have taken it outside, nu minus nu naught, and kinetic energy is half mv square. Also I can write it as kinetic energy is equal to h nu minus nu naught. Okay, so why am I writing it in a different form is, it will help you all to solve the problems or the numericals, which I will be doing in the further class. Okay, so what is nu? Frequency of the incident light, nu naught threshold frequency, m is the mass of the electron. Okay, so that is about the formula which is required for photoelectric effect, that is kinetic energy of the electron which is ejected is equal to h into nu minus nu naught. That is, nu is the frequency of the incident light, nu naught is the threshold frequency required to show the photoelectric effect. I hope you understood how we got these formulas. Note, work function. What do you mean by work function? The minimum energy required to eject an electron is called photoelectric work function, that is h nu naught. The minimum amount of energy to eject an electron, that is E is equal to h nu naught. This is also called as work function, which is written as W naught. Okay, so this will help you all for your competitors. They can twist and turn and ask the questions in different way for you all to solve based on photoelectric effect. This time in 2020 paper, based on photoelectric effect, we had to choose the correct statement out of the 4 statements which were given. Okay, next we shall solve the numericals. I'll read the question first. Calculate the energy of 1 mole of photon of radiation whose frequency is 5 into 10 to the power 14 hertz. So they have given us the frequency only. Okay, so frequency is nu is equal to 5 into 10 to the power 14 hertz. Okay, calculate the energy of 1 mole of photon. You are supposed to calculate the energy, okay, of how much? 1 mole of photon. Now what is the formula which we use here? We use the formula E is equal to NH nu. Okay, energy I need to calculate. What is N? It is 1 mole. What do you mean by 1 mole? 1 mole of electron contains 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 particles. Okay, 1 mole means it contains 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 particles. The particles can be atoms, molecules or electrons. More about 1 mole we will learn in the next chapter. Okay, so for now you have to know what is the value of 1 mole. It is 6.022 in 10 to the power 23. Here we have to calculate the energy of 1 mole of photons. Correct? So 1 mole of photons contains how many photons? 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 photons. So I will substitute here 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. Okay, into what is H value? 6.626 into 10 to the power minus 34. Okay, and what is nu? It is 5 into 10 to the power 14. So 5 into 10 to the power 14. If you multiply here 6.022 into 6.626 into 5, you are going to get it as 199.5 into, let me explain about the powers for you all. 10 to the power 23 into 10 to the power minus 34 into 10 to the power 14, which is equal to 10 to the power 23 minus 34 plus 14. So it is 3 plus 4 is 7, 37. So it is 10 to the power 37 minus 34. So you will get it as 10 to the power 3. Okay, so I'll put it as 10 to the power 3. This is a huge number. Just to put it in a simple way, I'll move the points, or you can just leave it as it is, no issues. 1.995 into 10 to the power 5. Now what about the powers? Okay, here we have 6.022 in 10 to the power 23 per mole. Here you have joules second, and you have hertz, which is nothing but per second. So second and per second gets cancelled. So what remains is joule per mole. Of course it is energy, so it is joule per mole. Okay, so this is the answer for this particular numerical. I hope you have understood. We have the next numerical. I'll read the question for you all. When an electromagnetic radiation of wavelength, what is given? Wavelength is equal to 300. Nano means 10 to the power minus 9 nanometer. Okay, falls on the surface of sodium. Electrons are emitted with the kinetic energy of 1.68 into 10 to the power 5 joule per mole. Okay, so they have given kinetic energy of 1 mole of electron, that is 1.68 into 10 to the power 5 joule per mole. Okay, what is the minimum energy needed? Okay, what they are asking? Minimum energy needed to remove an electron from sodium. What is the maximum wavelength that will cause photoelectron to be emitted? So they are asking you to calculate the minimum energy for emission of one electron and also maximum wavelength which will show photoelectric effect. So with this data given, how do we solve this? First we have to calculate the energy of 1 mole of photon which is incident. Okay, I'll calculate E is equal to NH nu, which I can write it as NH C by lambda. I want it for 1 mole. 1 mole is equal to 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. So I shall substitute N as 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. What is H value? 6.626 into 10 to the power minus 34. What is C value? 3 into 10 to the power 8. Okay, velocity is 3 into 10 to the power 8 divided by lambda is 300 into 10 to the power minus 9. If I solve this, I am going to get it as 3.99 into 10 to the power 5 joules. This is the energy of 1 mole of incident light. Okay. Now, what are we supposed to calculate? I am supposed to calculate the minimum energy required to remove the electron. Correct, no? For 1 electron I require. So, here what is given? Kinetic energy is given. Kinetic energy is equal to h nu minus h nu naught. H nu and h nu I have got. For 1 mole I have calculated because kinetic energy is given per mole. Okay. That's the reason we have converted into 1 mole of photons. Now, here we know h nu is the energy of the photon, incident photon. H nu naught is the minimum energy, or which we call it as nu naught is threshold frequency or threshold energy, I can call it as. Kinetic energy we know. I want the threshold energy, that is the minimum energy required for ejection of electron. So I will write this as E naught, H nu naught I have written as E naught is equal to E minus kinetic energy. E I have calculated 3.99 into 10 to the power 5 minus kinetic energy is 1.68 into 10 to the power 5. Here you will get the answer as 2.31 into 10 to the power 5 joule per mole. Okay. Now, I want to calculate the minimum energy required to remove 1 electron. This is the energy required to remove 1 mole of the electron. So, I will calculate now minimum energy required to remove 1 electron, or for ejection of 1 electron, is equal to 2.31 into 10 to the power 5 divided by 6.022 into 10 to the power 23, which will be equal to 3.84 into 10 to the power minus 19 joules. Okay, so you got the answer for the first question, that is the minimum energy required to remove an electron, that is 1 electron from sodium. Now we will have to calculate the wavelength, okay, maximum wavelength. We know the formula, E is equal to hc by lambda. So lambda is equal to hc by E. Okay, what is H? 6.626 into 10 to the power minus 34 into C is 3 into 10 to the power 8 divided by energy is 3.84 into 10 to the power minus 19, what you have written here. Okay, which will be equal to 517 into 10 to the power minus 9 meters, which is nothing but 517 nanometer, which is corresponding to green light. Okay, what is it? Green light in the visible region. So what we have calculated? We calculate the minimum energy required to eject or remove 1 electron. Okay, and then we calculate the maximum wavelength which is required to show photoelectric effect or to eject photoelectrons, which corresponds to the green light in this case. So we'll see the next problem. The threshold frequency nu naught for a metal is 7 into 10 to the power 14 per second. Calculate the kinetic energy of electron emitted when radiation of frequency nu is equal to 1 into 10 power 15 per second hits the metal. Okay. So what is given here? Nu naught is equal to 7.0 into 10 to the power 14 per second, and nu is equal to 1.0 into 10 to the power 15 per second. Okay, so I have to calculate what? Kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is equal to H nu minus nu naught. What is H value? 6.626 into 10 to the power minus 34. Nu is what? 1.0 into 10 to the power 15 minus 7.0 into 10 to the power 14. Now to minus, we should have the exponents same. So I'll just move one point here, it will become 10 to the power 14. Okay, so I have to write it again, 6.626 into 10 to the power minus 34 into 10 into 10 to the power 14 minus 7 into 10 to the power 14. 10 minus 7 is 3. So 6.626 into 10 to the power minus 34 into 3 into 10 to the power 14, which is equal to 1.988 into 10 to the power minus 19, okay, joules. So this is how you solve the problem. This was quite easy compared to the previous one. It was a direct question to calculate the kinetic energy of the ejected electron. They have given you the nu and nu naught, that is frequency of the incident light and the threshold frequency. I hope you have understood today's class. Next class, we will be learning about spectrum, line spectrum of hydrogen. Thank you, my dear students. Stay focused, stay curious.